Hey, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Arnold Telegarda. So as you guys see by the title of this video, I'm gonna be talking about I guess my weight loss journey in the last few months. I'm the type of guy that loves to eat, right? Over I guess my whole adulthood, I've been eating whatever I want. As bad as that sounds, but I was able to get away with it because I've always balanced it with exercise and cardio, and I was always fine. I mean, I was never in the best shape of my life, but I was decent. But as you kids will learn, the older you get, the slower your metabolism gets, and it just starts disappointing you, and all of a sudden the weight just added on. And you know what's crazy? I think from late last year to the early part of this year, I started gaining weight in places that I've never gained weight before, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? But at the same time, it's so hard to change my habits because it's the way that I've been living my life for the longest time. I love food. I love eating at night, especially when I'm watching something with my wife. I have to be munching on something, and I always get really crazy hungry at nighttime, and I would always have a big, massive meal, and it puts me in food coma, and I have the best sleep of my life. Fitness guru right here. But we all know where this is heading. I know I can't do it forever, and unfortunately, forever is now. It got to the point where it kind of started to get out of control. My body was changing drastically. Well, I was a chubby kid, but in my adulthood, I'd never been really chubby or overweight. But last year and the beginning of this year, yeah, I was definitely overweight. I mean, look at that. But at the same time, I didn't care because, look at me. I'm smiling. I'm a happy kid. I have my beautiful wife with me, our fur babies, great friends and family, and it was all good. But then it started clicking to me that in order for me to stick around longer with the people that I love, I gotta start taking care of myself. And I've tried it all because in the past, I've always wanted to lose a little bit of weight. And I've done all the gym memberships, I've done all the workouts, I've done all the diets. And with all that, I realized that not one specific thing works for everyone. And it sounds like a no-brainer because it kind of is, but I realized that not all bodies are the same. Not everyone is gonna be able to lose weight the same way. You know what I mean? I've done Orange Theory, I've done CrossFit, I've done the normal gym membership, and also when it comes to diet, I've tried different methods too. I tried meal prep, I tried to do the 5 small meals a day, and to make your metabolism faster. But long story short, what I'm trying to say is that there's not one fix for everyone. And with that said, what I'm about to tell you right now honestly might not work for you because I'm not a professional fitness guru, I'm not a professional nutritionist, but I think I am a professional when it comes to my own body and what works for me. So I'm just gonna tell you what I did to lose the weight over the past few months that's worked for me. But I wanted to share this story because I posted this picture on Instagram, and all of you guys have been so supportive, so loving, and so encouraging to me on that post. And some of you guys are curious and are asking for tips on what I did to lose the weight. So that's why I want to make this video, because I want to tell you guys my story and how I lost over 20 pounds in about 3 months. And again, full disclosure, it might not work for everybody, but it's been working okay for me so far. So here goes. On the post, I said that I started doing intermittent fasting. And now that I think of it, I kind of am, but technically, if you're really gonna get into technical terms about intermittent fasting, I guess I'm not. For people who don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's basically out of the 24-hour span of your day, you choose a chunk of your day, maybe 5 hours or 6 hours. A lot of people do it differently. Some people's 8 hours. But within those hours, you're able to eat. But the rest of the hours, you don't eat, and you can only drink water, coffee, and sometimes green tea for you not to break your fast. But I'm gonna explain to you guys why I'm technically not doing intermittent fasting, but technically I am. So I tried intermittent fasting before, right? The right way, the way you're supposed to do it. And at that time, I chose the time frame between 4 p.m. to 12 midnight. I wouldn't eat at like around close to midnight. I'll probably stop eating at 8 or whatever. But like 4 p.m. to midnight was my 6 hours time of eating, and the rest of the day I won't eat anything until the next day. That's 4 p.m. again, and I would drink nothing but water, black coffee, green tea to help suppress my hunger and help me get through my day. But again, like I said before, that might work for a lot of people, but for me, even though I was doing intermittent fasting, the fact that I was eating at the later part of my day, it didn't work out for me. I wouldn't lose any weight. I don't know why. My body just didn't react to it, and I've tried it for almost a month, I believe, and I was like, man, like maybe this intermittent fasting thing doesn't work, at least for my body. I feel like I'm not reacting to this the way other people's body has been reacting to it. And at this time, my wife was started to venture out on her own fitness journey, and she founded a healthy lifestyle that works and caters to her body. And for her, one thing that works for her is that she stops eating after 5 p.m. And she told me, maybe you should try that. I'm like, no way. I can't stop eating after 5. I have to eat, at night I get hungry. That's the reason why I chose 4 p.m. to 12 midnight for my intermittent fastings, because I can sleep and feel full, at least not starving. And I thought I couldn't do it, but we went on this trip in the summer to Orlando, and I just looked at myself and I started not to recognize the person that I was staring back at. And it was a weird feeling. I'm like, okay, Lovey, you know what? You might be on to something here. I might give it a shot. So what I did was I changed my time frame, not from 4 to 12 midnight. I changed it from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. So I give myself from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. to eat my food. So this is the part where I say I'm technically not intermittent fasting, because I'm human, right? So even though I had my last meal at 5 p.m., when 9 p.m. rolls around and Heart and myself are watching Netflix or whatever, a part of me still had a hard time not munching on something. So to keep me sane, I would just grab little snacks, like I would, but not like crazy heavy snacks, but more for the flavor. So I would get, I don't know, maybe like honey roasted peanuts or something like that, but like something small with a little flavor. I guess in a way it kind of tricks your brain to think that you're satisfied. Well, technically, yes, you are satisfied because you're getting all the flavors and you're not feeling deprived. So obviously peanuts, like little snacks like that, that's not really heavy, especially if you're just lightly snacking on them. For me, it was fine. So again, 5 p.m., have my last meal, 9 p.m. rolls around, I snack on something that's super light but has a lot of flavor, so it kind of tricks my brain that I'm not being deprived of food. So after that, I go to sleep, whatever, and the next day, in the morning, I can't just go to the gym without feeling energized or anything like that. I always have to have a little caffeine in me, because in the morning, I do what people call fasted cardio. I always do cardio on an empty stomach. And people say that's great for weight loss because you're actually losing body fat that's not excess body fat, you know what I mean? You don't have a meal to burn, it's just your own body fat that you're burning in the morning. Again, this is why maybe I'm not fully intermittent fasting, because people who intermittent fast, they either drink black coffee, which sometimes I do, or green tea, but for me, I have to have a lot of caffeine. So I would take a pre-workout drink. I take C4 in the morning. That really breaks your fast. I guess it has some sugars in it and other things that doesn't make it fully clean, but it gets the job done for me, and it gives me enough energy to go to the gym. And when I'm at the gym, I do 1 hour of cardio. And I know to a lot of people that sounds crazy. And my wife also thinks that's weird, but for me, I love doing cardio because I get to listen to my music for an hour. I get to watch, concerts or whatever, but I have no problem doing 1 hour cardio. And for that 1 hour, I use either the Stairmaster or the elliptical. And for me personally, if I'm on the elliptical, I do level 20. That out. Just like a steady base of level 20 for 1 hour. But sometimes when I switch it up and I do the Stairmaster, I do the intermittent training. Is that what it's called? Wait, what is that? intermittent, wow. The interval setting that they have, so you know, it keeps your heart rate going up. Sometimes you'll be at level 10 and 2 minutes later it brings you up to level 12, and 2 minutes later it brings you back down to level 8 or 10. But anyways, it just changes up the levels and it keeps your heart rate going. So I do that for an hour. And to be honest with you, working out wise, that's all I do. I just do 1 hour cardio. I haven't been lifting weights. I haven't been lifting weights in the past 3 months because I'm not trying to brag or anything, but my body, whenever I start lifting weights, I get bulky really fast. Like, it's easy for me to get size on my shoulders and my chest, and I never liked that look, you know? I know a lot of people go for that look, but me personally, it's weird. It looks weird on me, to be honest. It looks weird. That's why I don't like it. I love the more like slender look, so I stopped lifting weights. But what's crazy is, even though I stopped lifting weights, my arms actually got more defined more than they look like when I was lifting weights, you know? When I was lifting weights, my arms were just big, but had no definition. But now that I stopped lifting weights and I'm just doing cardio, I'm doing the 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. eating time type of thing, my arms have actually leaned out, and I'm actually starting to get definition on my arms, which is pretty cool because I've never had that before. And that's why I don't agree when people say, oh, you can't skip leg day, man. You can't skip leg day. You gotta do it. Or, you know, you gotta lift weights. You know, you gotta lift weights because it helps you overall. And maybe to a certain degree there, right? I'm sure it benefits your body a certain way. But I think those things don't work for everyone. And some bodies are just built and meant to function differently. And I know some of you might be wondering, what do you eat during 12 p.m. and 5 p.m.? So this is what works for me. When 12 p.m. hits, I have a big meal, right? I love carbs, so I can go to maybe flame broilers or Yoshinoya or Chipotle, and I gotta have rice, I gotta have some meat, have some veggies, you know, so I'll eat a bowl of carbs and protein and some veggies, and it gets me full. And then 4 o'clock rolls around, and before my time of eating starts to close, I eat just straight protein, whether it's those, you know, sometimes when you go to the grocery store, there's like a pack of just turkey slices or salami. So I would just munch on straight turkey or salami until I feel okay. And then 5 o'clock hits, and then, like I said earlier, around 9 p.m. or something, while I'm watching with Hard, just to keep me sane, I just have a few bites of something light to keep me sane. And then that's it. That's what I've been doing. That's what works for me so far. It might not be the best way to do it. It might not work for everyone, but it's been working for me, and this is a lifestyle that I'm able to maintain for a really, really long time. Within the first week of me trying to do it this way, my pounds started dropping just like that. So yeah, I've been doing this for almost 3 months now, and I've lost over 20 pounds. And my goal is to lose another 10 pounds, and Heart actually doesn't like that. She actually wants me to stay in the 170 area because she feels like 160s-ish is too skinny for my body frame. But I kind of want to go for that. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Man, I don't know if this was helpful, to be honest with you, because it's probably not the healthiest tip to give someone. And again, it might not work for you, but it's what's been working for me. And some of you guys are asking me to share with you how I did it. That's how I did it. But that's it, guys. That's what I've been doing to drop the poundage. And again, if you guys are on a new fitness journey and you have no idea where to start, I get it. It's overwhelming. There's a gluttony of programs and exercises and diets that'll tell you, this will work, this will work, this is the way to do it, this is the secret. At the end of the day, you just have to experiment and go through trials, and you get to find out what works for your own You get to find out what works for your own specific body. It's basically trial and error. And you know your body more than anyone. You know what works for you specifically. So when you find something that works, hang on to it. I can't be a personal trainer. I can't. And wow, before I finish this video, this is really important for me to say, to keep me human, on the weekends, I throw all the rules that I put on myself out the window and I become the old Arnold and I eat whatever I want, whenever I want, and I allow myself to give those 2 days to just get it out of my system. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comment section if you're going through a healthy fitness journey, or what's your process been like, or what's working for you, or if you need help with anything. I'm sure someone down in the comment section or myself will have some advice for you. But with that said, I just want to say that I love you guys. You're beautiful. You're perfect the way you are. You don't have to change for anyone or to want to try to fit a certain mold. But you know, if you decide for yourself that you want to be a little healthier and your sole purpose is doing it for you, then I applaud that. I'm here for you. We're all here for you. You can do it. You got this. I love you guys. And until then, I'll see you next time. And cut.